Elizabeth with World's Cup of Joe, Awaken Your Soul. I was driving my kids to school today and I decided to listen to music. I don't really listen to music that often anymore driving because a lot of the songs that I used to listen to bring me back to a place that I no longer want to be back to, which is my dark night and my awakening. And even though my awakening, the process looking back is a beautiful process for what it does, it was very painful, very painful. And a song came on today that completely threw me back into what it felt like to be in not at the part of the dark night that was the worst, but what was leading up to my dark night, which was the constant feeling of being in that addictive energy, the pain that addictive energy always instilled in me. So I was listening to the song by Avril Lavigne, Head Above Water. And that's the song that came on, and I remember I would listen to that song over and over and over on loop when I was in the bathtub, when I was driving. And mind you, I was living with my person, but I was so sad all the time. I was in so much pain all the time. And Head Above Water, when you listen to the lyrics, she's trying not to drown. She's trying to stay afloat in the pain that she's feeling, and she's begging God to keep her head above water so she doesn't drown. And I would sing that song with tears streaming down my face, begging God to keep my head above water during that process, because I was in so much freaking pain. And I would take a bath, like I said, I would listen to those lyrics, and there were times that I didn't want to keep my head above water. And thankfully, my children, in the back of my head, my children were my inspiration to keep my head above water at a time that it felt like I couldn't. And now it's like I put that song on, and it didn't stir up the energy that I thought it could. It didn't. I remained balanced listening to it. And all it inspired in me this time was a feeling of deep sadness for who I was and what I was going through. But it was very detached from me, which is a blessing. It didn't feel like me because the song no longer resonates. And by halfway through the song, I actually had to turn it because I didn't want to think about that. I didn't want to go back to that place where I thought I had to beg God to keep my head above water. But that's what this connection, when you're in the throes of it, can feel like. It feels like you don't want to keep going on, and you're praying in front of the altar that God will help save you. And that's what no one around you will understand about this journey. They think that you're just really, really into some other person. They're not understanding that your whole life is feeling like you're being consumed and drowned in the feelings that's going along with this connection. That this connection has inspired inside of you something so deep, so painful, because you're shedding your ego, and it's such a painful process. And many days, all you can do is beg God to keep your head above water. And today I'm so happy and grateful that I love having my head above water, that I love being able to enjoy life and the peace and the beauty that comes along with my awakening and seeing the world through these lenses instead of the ones where I felt like I was drowning. So for all of you guys that are suffering out there in the midst of it, just know there is something so beautiful that awaits you once you come through this awakening and come through this dark night. You live your best life. You just have to trust your soul trust that it's leading you to the ultimate life that you've never experienced prior to this. It is magical. I love you guys. Once again, this is Elizabeth with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul.